Hello, ladies, and today it's particularly about the ladies and gentlemen. My name's Rupert Hoogewerf, and I'm the Chairman and Chief Researcher of the Hurun Report. And I'm delighted today to bring you the highlights of our latest Richest Women in China list. Now, the idea behind this list is pretty straightforward. We've listed out the top 50 richest women in China, and then worked backwards. The stories of these women tell us so much about the story of the women's economy in China, where we are today and perhaps some of the key trends and where it's going tomorrow. Now, this year I want to say a particular thank you to our partner, that's the Heroes Club, that's spelled Her Rose, but obviously it's a play on the word of heroes. And it's a women in business platform based in Shanghai, but with branches all over the country. And we put out the 2022 Heroes Club Hurun Richest Women in China list. Now, I suppose, what are the key trends of this year's list? And I need to add, actually, this is the 17th year on the trot that we've been putting out this list, telling the story of China's women entrepreneurs. It started in 2006, and that was a year when there was a woman called Zhang Ying who was doing paper recycling for paper and packaging. And she became, after she went IPO, the richest person in China. Actually, she's the only person in the last, well, since records began, for a self-made woman to become the richest person in China. I've worked out, for example, that if you look at the self-made women billionaires in the world, 2/3, that's 60+%, are actually from China. So the stories of these women entrepreneurs are not just a China story, they're a global story. So what are the trends this year? Well, on average, their wealth went down 20%. Nothing particularly special about that because the whole global economy has suffered, Chinese economy has gone down as well, stock markets have gone down, so 20% I can understand. But if we take a step back and look at, say, 3 years and go compare it to pre-COVID years, well, actually, it's 10% up on where this list was just before COVID. If we take another step back and look over 10 years, it's triple that over 10 years. So who are these women? Well, the average age is 59. That means they were born in 1963. They started their business age 31 in 1994. And actually, there's so many stories behind this. For example, let's go straight into the top people. So Elizabeth Young, she's the heir, in fact, of real estate developer called Country Gardens. And although her wealth has dropped by a best part of $16 billion, real estate is in a bit of a crisis in China. And nonetheless, she's got just over $10 billion and made it to number one on this list. But I suppose what's interesting about her story is that she represents 40% of this list who are actually inherited money. So her father set up the business Country Garden and still runs it, in fact. And there are a number of other, sort of very well-known second generation on this list. So you've got the daughter of Zhong Qinghou from the Wahaha group. She's called Zhong Fuli. You've got the daughter of Liu Yonghao from the New Hope group. She's called Liu Chang, who also on this list. And I expect, actually, over the next few years, the number of inherited wealth and women to actually be going up. Number 2 on this list, she's self-made. She represents 60% of the list that are still self-made. And she's also in the world of real estate. She is the founder, Wu Yajun. She's Wu Yajun, the founder of Longfu Real Estate. The story of another person in the top of the list that warrants your attention is the story of Wang Laichun. Now, she makes mobile phone parts for the likes of Apple and many of the other big mobile phone companies. And her wealth slightly up on last year. But she represents a trend of B2B. So 60% of the women on this list actually made their fortunes by producing stuff for the 2B industry rather than to the consumer-facing industry. So I think that's also another trend that's coming out here. Some of the new faces here, I mean, can you believe there's somebody who's only 30-something, and she's called Li Wen, and she started a diamond ring business. And it's been incredibly successful. It went IPO at the end of last year, and she's just got just under $3 billion, and it's called DR Diamonds. And so that just shows that some sort of new retail industry is also pretty cool. When we look a little bit deeper into where these women come from, actually it's Guangdong, if you like, is the cradle of women entrepreneurs, or these self-made women entrepreneurs in China, followed by Beijing, and then you've got Hong Kong, you've got 5, and you've got Zhejiang, you've got another 5. If you look at the industries and so on and so forth, there's so many different ways of looking at this list. So I really hope that you can look in, if you're interested in the sort of women's economy of the world or in China, the stories of these women really deserve your attention. And I'd like to just finish up by saying thank you very much to Heroes Club for your support this year. And I wish all of you women entrepreneurs a great success. I think if we can get more women into business in the world, in China, that's definitely going to help the economy grow faster. So thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Next year will be the 18th year of this list. Thank you.